Hey everybody, my name is GB Scott, and the A Look Into series has always been about trying to give you some more details on the game so that you, the viewer, who is contemplating buying the game, would know more information before the game came out or before you would purchase it. The reason I mention this is because I'm going to change the format on how I do these videos a little bit, and I would love to hear your feedback. And what better way to test this new process than by talking about one of the most divided games of late 2022. This is A Look Into Gotham Knights. Developed by Warner Brothers Studios, Gotham Knights was going to be on a losing battle from the start. Warner Brothers created what is considered the weakest game in the Arkham series, Arkham Origins. While I believe this game is awesome because of this and how the Arkham games ended, Warner Brothers decided to create a game focusing on the Bat family right after Batman is killed. It caused a lot of confusion, and rightly so. The characters in this universe are so amazing. The interactions with each other in Gotham Knights reminds me a lot of the Ninja Turtle style interaction from the 90s movies. Red Hood is aggressive and usually wants to take problems head on, adjusting to actually working with a team since he's always been solo. Robin is left without his mentor, Nightwing suddenly having to fill in the shoes and thinks he can't do it, and Batgirl focusing on her father's side and concerned that there was more to him than she knew. By the way, Jim Gordon is dead in this as well. As I said, the interactions in this game are very lovable. Nightwing and Red Hood can butt heads, but Nightwing also does his best to show Jason that he's not alone. Jason will interact with Tim in a more big brother sense as he doesn't want any more Robins to go through what he did, being killed and brought back to life. Nightwing and Batgirl have dated in the past and that gets brought up, how Alfred interacts with all the Knights, and so much more. The devs put in a lot of work when it came to the Gotham Knights, and it really shows. We went from the dark and brooding Batman from Rocksteady to the more emotional four protagonists in this game. Each Gotham Knight brings something special to the table. Red Hood goes in guns blazing, being able to grab bigger enemies and is more focused on going loud. Nightwing is a support hero with his abilities and is mostly melee focused. I think his range attacks honestly suck, but his abilities focus on helping your fellow knights, so he's going to be great in the 4-player mode that's coming in a few weeks. Robin is a stealth-focused knight and can do takedowns on enemies you couldn't with the other knights. And if you ask anyone who mains Batgirl, she is apparently the best knight in the game. Being undetectable by cameras, her damage output can be insane, and her abilities from what I have seen are really good as well. And yes, before you wonder, a loudmouth like Red Hood can work with Robin. Me and my friend are doing a playthrough of that right now, and if we need to go stealthily, I can go stealthily with Red Hood. It's not impossible, it's just Red Hood is more for the actual going loud. But like I said, any knight can go loud and any knight can go quiet. Some are just easier than others depending on how you enter. Overall, get the Arkham games out of your head and accept that other people can make Batman games. Understand that not every company out there wants to make Arkham Knight 2. The story is one of Gotham Knight's highlights, featuring the Court of Owls as the main villains for most of the game. I will say this, the way the court is handled after their big parts is pretty disappointing since they were the biggest thing advertised, but besides that, they are awesome. Anyone who knows the Court of Owls from the comics should be excited for this game, as this is the first time they have ever been in a video game. I am hoping other game companies who want to make Batman games sees how well the Court of Owls did and continue to put them in the Batman games, as they are one of the most secret villains Batman has. If you want more Court of Owls content, check comics or watch the Batman vs. Robin animated movie, as this is what first introduced me into the Court. The other villains in this game did not disappoint though, especially the side ones. Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface side content is awesome. There are actual missions to go after them, and it's not a simple go here and beat them up and bam, it's done. They are defeated. They actually do have their own little stories. So not only do you get the main story, you get additional side stories, and you see how they interact with Batman's passing and see you trying to take up the mantle. Overall, the story is one thing no one can complain about, except maybe the ending. One thing you can say that Warner Brothers handled better than Rocksteady is that the city is actually populated this time. That's right, the city is not abandoned because of Scarecrow and not asleep because it's Christmas Eve. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. I swear I see the same car on the road at night, and speaking of cars, there aren't many of them out there. The sidewalks with civilians seem fine, but the roads seem to be empty. I can see why it's like that for the sake of the Bat cycle and because it is the dead of night, but if Gotham is supposed to be like the Chicago or New York of the DC universe, it needs to be more crowded. What there is plenty to do, however, is crimes. Throughout patrols, you will have crimes that pop up in your AR. If you go to those and stop the crime, you can learn about the other crimes that are happening in the city. If you interrogate criminals, you can even learn about big crimes like bank robberies and prisoner transport attacks. These crimes that you learn of might even only be available the following night, making it seem like you're doing detective work like Batman. While this is an awesome feature, I do have one complaint with it, and that's the lack of crimes that are being committed. I swear there are only 10 different types of crimes in this game, so I really hope they add more since it seems like this is going to be a big feature for any future content. So please, give us more different types of crimes. Now, I saved this section for last because A, these are /will/hopefully will be fixed, and B, I wanted to show you the good parts of this game before you come in thinking I hate Gotham Knights, or if you're only here to hear some rambling or ranting of this game. Because it's not a bad game. I really don't care what anyone says. It's got all the aspects of a good game. But it has issues. Gotham Knights is $60 on PC and $70 on console. While I play on PC, I don't agree that this game is worth $70. I have yet to find a game in my life worth $70 because no game has blown me away that much. Not only is it $70 on console, but because of their co-op and open world, the game is stuck at 30 FPS for next-gen consoles. So I would honestly be fine telling you don't buy this game on console. On PC for $60, I can say yes to buying the game full price if you love the Batman family. I bought this game solely because of Red Hood was a main protagonist in this game. And Red Hood is my favorite DC character in the entire DC universe. So him finally being a main character made me so happy to finally see. Now, pricing I do see an issue. The next issue has been performance. If you got this game on day one and you saw my stream, twitch.tv/gbsockgaming, the game is struggling to get 30 to 60 FPS, and unfortunately, it's been pretty bad. I set everything to the minimum specs, which, by the way, according to my PC friends, it's horribly optimized. Don't know much on that side, but judging from my performance, I can see it. It's gotten a little better since launch day. I did notice that, but it's still not perfect yet. But thankfully, a new patch should have already come out this week, as Gotham Knights is releasing a stability patch to PC next week at the time of recording this video. So, look, I get that launch was bad performance-wise. I understand that the FPS lock is a turn-off for some. I am just telling you that I have had a great time and the game works. The story is awesome, the Knights interactions are great, and the devs are actually working on fixing their game before the 4-player mode comes out. If you have anything to take away from everything I just said about this game, there is one thing we can at least all say. This game and the dev team is a lot more responsive than Marvel's Avengers.